Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got plenty to work on. Today, I'm going to be working on a shopping spree. So I'm playing through the 2004 Blue Devils shopping spree, also known as Sprizzle. In all of these live stream practice sections, there's over 400 of them. There are timestamps in the description showing what I was practicing, what I was talking about. You'll see the raw, unfiltered. Here's what I'm doing to try and improve as somebody who's been drumming for almost 30 years. Now, I will often get people who will ask me questions on the various chats that I have up on the other monitor. Because I've been drumming for so long, and because I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in music education, I'll get questions about how do I get better as a performer or how do I get better as an educator, and I will often edit those answers and put them in this drumming tips playlist that has over 100 videos and over 15 hours of free drumming tips in here. For example, the one that released this morning is on working with younger drummers, and then it says, like, teaching them, and it says, and other teaching tips. Any of the ones that say, and other teaching tips, or and other drumming tips, means that there's more topics inside of there than the title. So the title is the first thing, and then after that, it's got some other stuff in here. If you see on my home tab, any of the 400 plus videos that are currently listed as members first, it just means it's early access. I have a brand new play-along releasing every single day for over a year from now. And like this video releases like next Friday. So stay tuned for these to all come out for free. But if you want early access, just click on any of the videos. There's a join button underneath it. It's 99 cents. That's the lowest price I could possibly make it for the membership tier. But it gives you early access to all the 400 plus videos. But again, they're all coming out for free. Now, because I'm practicing today, I need to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. So Shia here is going to help me to get ready to drum, play some shopping spree. Help me out, Shia. Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success, while you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow, Shia LaBeouf, I am tired of starting over. Thank you so much. Ooh, one more flex for good luck. Now, if you're on my home tab of YouTube, or if you're on the link that's at the top of the screen, jaredleary.com/drum, this takes you to my website. Let's go all the way to the bottom. We'll work our way up. So inside of the tips and lessons section, there's over 15 hours of tips in here. These are all scripted videos, like how to hold traditional grip, or talking about the stretch and massage routine that I'll do here in probably about 5 or so minutes. And then this video has over 15 hours of free drumming tips. This is the one that I was showing a second ago. Good morning, Tyler. If you scroll up a little bit under the technique section, this is where I'd recommend spending most of your time, especially if you're a rudimental drummer. There's almost 400 technique exercises. Just pick a playlist that look interesting. Like if you want to work on stick control, go there. If you want to work on your rolls, go there. If you want to work on endurance and speed, go there. Blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch of drumline cadences under the scores section. It's in score format. There's also almost 500 marching bass stuff. I'd highly recommend marking time to the timing exercises down here. There's 8th note, triplet, 16th note, and then transitioning in and out of different rhythms. For example, like triplets into quintuplets. There's a play along for that. Scroll a little bit higher. This is what I was practicing yesterday, getting wacky with some of the limb independent stuff. There's a bunch of charts in here. There's 55 straight charts and the same charts with a swung playback. All of these playlists in here have the second video, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. So you can check that out if you would like to learn how to do that using those play-alongs. There's over 1,000 play-alongs for grid variation, 419 for triplet, 577 for 16th note. And if you're good at math, you're like, that's not 1,000. Yeah, I agree. There's 36 wacky ones like Hurt to Grid. You're welcome, Tyler. And then finally at the top, we got the chop section. It doesn't look like there's much here, but there's 80 videos. So there's a bunch of chug variations. There's 29 shopping sprees inside of here, which, speaking of, we're going to play a shopping spree today. So we're going to play Blue Devils 2004 Sprizzle. You're excited for shopping spree? Which was played when you were 2 years old. Okay. Well, I I was in college at that time. I was getting my undergrad. I'm not old. You're old. I'm not crying. You're crying. Aged like a fine wine. Okay, so this shopping spree is interesting. It's not quite as weird, in my opinion, as the one, 2 days ago, the 2003 spree. But let me kind of talk through some stuff real quick, and then we'll slow this thing down. So we start off with check pattern. So chugga-da, 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 chugga-da. Cool. Nothing too weird about that. But then we have this like float drag variation. Float drag is like a 5-note grouping where you go. You have a diddle on the 4th note added on, like a float flam 5, etc. So this one has chut da 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 da. So you accent the floated diddle on there. Then we have a left hand flam drag, and then a right hand flam drag. Cha cha da da. Starts off like you're gonna go, oh, okay, I'm just playing like flam accents off the left. No, now we're gonna do ta-cha-da, ta-cha-da, ta-cha-da. So we have flam accent, ta-cha-da, 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 cheese, ta-cheese, and then an upbeat cheese. So you have a low note followed by an accent, and then another one off the left. But this one, so it ends with the right hand as an accent, and then we go into the left hand here. Then we have a weird thing that I need to explain. So we have cha-da-da, cha-cha-da. A ghost is this. So a ghost note is where you play an accident note, but you stop right before you hit the drum. So all you hear is a tap, but you see an accent. Okay, so a ghost note looks like this, as opposed to hearing this. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it, like ghost flam drags, etc. But that's what's going on right here. So we have ghost, ghost, and then we have flam 5, low flam 5, cha 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 da 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 da, and then right here is a book report without the diddles with an extra note. Oops, you can't see this. Flam 5, low flam 5, ta cha cha cha, diddle diddle tap, and then here's the book report. So diddle tap. Okay, so what you're doing is that 5-note grouping, ta-da-cha-da-da, then you put diddles on it. So think of it like a book report, but you're just adding in an extra left hand right here, so that way it just keeps repeating itself back off the right, as opposed to alternating book reports like in the 97 shopping spree, I think. Maybe it's 98, I don't know. They're all blurring together. There's a bunch of them. Okay, so right here, we have ta-da-cha-da-da, paradiddle stop. So paradiddle stop, where you're accenting the left. I think that has another name to it, but I don't know. I know them as paradiddle stops. And you're accenting the left hand only. And then, basically a Swiss right here, where you're accenting the second note. This is a ta-cha-da-da. But then you have a weird right hand followed by a right hand diddle. And then you do that off the left. Right here it's just like accents. It's kind of weird. Ends with the puttada going into a flam accent. There's a rest in here, which is kind of unusual for shopping sprees. Cha-cha, herta, paradiddle stop. Emphasizing the release, puttada, and then chada, and then 6 on the hand with the release, or alternating. Man, I can't language. So just count triplets. Triplet, release while you're playing. Triplet, and you're good. Okay, so that's the whole spree. It's a weird one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to warm up with this. So I'm going to start off at 40. I'm going to go 1 click at a time until I need to get stretch and massage, and then I'll start going by 3s, okay? So I'm going to just go ahead and say, hey, start at the very beginning. But if you want to start at a different BPM, this goes from 40 all the way up to 200. Thorough, I know. Here we go. Get some water, because this will take forever for the tap off. Let me run to the restroom real quick. I got time. Now, I'm going to leave off the rim shots. I'll just play them as accents because I want to save these sticks. They're a good pair. You're old, you're aged out. It's true. Once you age out, it's all downhill from there. Got to start looking into retirement homes. There's a lot of like good assisted living facilities in Arizona, so you should look into that, Tyler. It's warm. It helps with the bones. After you finish your lunch, you're gonna hop into this. Hopefully it'll only be at like 50 still. I mean, eat fast. No, we won't be going. I'll probably go up by like 2s or 3s for this one. This is also a weird one. Kind of like the 2000 Spree one. 2003 Spree. That one was weird as well. I gotta like really focus to play it. Can I play Diddy? I can. Am I gonna play it? Nah. Thanks for asking, though. I'm pretty sure that one's... Oops. Still for sale? Man. Talking screw me up. But it'd be fun to like turn that into a play along. Diddy's a fun one. I don't like the remix version. I prefer the classic version. Maybe I'm just old. Back in my day. Can I play their snare break? I mean, if I learned it. But have I learned it? No. I don't like learning breaks. They're not super useful. I'd rather practice a technique exercise rather than learn a break. But freestyle rudiments on YouTube has a bunch of break stuff. But like, there's like 400 technique exercises on my home tab and only 80 chop stuff. And there's a reason for that. Is because they're more important. But like downside up is the best. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by that? Oh, Kyle has a video of it? Okay. Kyle Tsuchiya, it was like the center for Blue Coats and some other, lines. He's mainly on Instagram, but he's also got like a YouTube channel. He seems cool. Never met him. The snare break for downside up? Yeah, I don't know what downside up is. Is that a show title? Is that a song? I don't know. I prefer lot clips rather than like the shows, but that's just me. I'm gonna stretch your massage and then I'll get back into this. We'll start going up by like 2s and 3s. First stretch stretches the sides of the forearms. Would I be interested in doing a play along for Music is Public with no price tag? Yeah, I don't know what that one is actually. You actually turn breaks into specific primer exercises, which blends learning new stuff. Yeah. So I saw you posted on the subreddit talking about that. I'm gonna stretch the underside of the forearm, so you could do it like this, or you could do it on the wall. And I gave you a thumbs up for that, an upvote. Yeah, I agree with that approach. I just think that there's like there's a tendency for people to like younger drummers to focus so much on the snare breaks, be like, oh well, if I can learn this snare break, then that means I'll make that drum line. No, actually, it doesn't. Which is like why I don't really emphasize them, and which is why I've got so few chop exercises compared to like the grid variations. Now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. Or the technique exercises. I wanted to get as many of those out as possible. So I think there's like 1,500 of the grid and technique exercises compared to less than 100 of the chop stuff. But like, there's a lot of content creators out there who focus on like, here's how you do this stick trick. Here's how you do this snare break. And like, cool. If that's what you want to teach, that's great. But it's like, focusing on the candy rather than the protein and the carbs and the fats and whatnot. Yes, they're fun to play, and it's like cool if you know like a bunch of different stick tricks, but like it's genuinely a waste of time if you're trying to practice those to like set yourself apart to get on the drum line. If you want to set yourself apart to get on a drum line, you got to practice the basics and be consistent with how you're playing. So I know it would like boost my content and engagement if I created and shared that kind of stuff, but I have like I'm opposed to it from like an educational standpoint. So yeah, I don't focus on it. You'd only start learning breaks after you felt you had a good grasp of the entire audition packet. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and I say this as somebody who spent my youth learning a bunch of that. Like I have the Blue Devils Book of Drumming, and I like learned Ditty. I learned 13th Hour I learned the 97 shopping spree, like all sorts of exercises in there. I went through their show tunes, etc. And when I started teaching and I saw the students who were practicing that kind of stuff versus the students who would practice the basics, like it's just a night and day difference. I'm massaging up and down the forearm now just to get everything relaxed. And I was like, okay, I need to model this. So in these like streams when I'm practicing, every now and then if I've like taken a break, like if I'm like hanging out with family for like a few days and like don't drum or something, and then I come back, I'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna do a chop out like stream. But even these streams where I'm learning these shopping sprees, like I'm starting at 40 and I'm spending the vast majority of the next like 45 minutes or so just playing something slow. And so I'm trying to like model, here's what it looks like. I've been drumming longer than most of the like people who are watching have been alive. Like so if you were 2 in 2004, like I started drumming before you were born, Tyler, which, wow, that makes me feel old. And for like a lot of the students that I've taught and like people who might be watching, I put in more hours into drumming than like they've spent breathing, like literally. So for me to still focus on the technique stuff, I think says a lot about like the value of that. I don't just sit here and like focus on the chop stuff, which is like the fun thing. But again, that's like the dessert compared to the carbs and protein. Got to focus on the nutrients that will make you get better. And if you can't, wah, wah. Okay, so the last massage that I'm doing is just base the tip of each of the fingers like at least 2 or 3 times. And then we'll get back into the shopping spree. But yeah, I have a lot of like thoughts about at what point should I like create the stuff that is the dessert. Like how much of it should be that content versus like the protein. And then like I could still use that and then point to the other resources and whatnot. So we'll see. I'm a great teacher. Hey, I appreciate it. I've been teaching since 2003, so I've just had a lot of experience failing as an educator. And reflecting on that and going, well, didn't like that way that lesson went. Let me try that again differently. Especially when I was in general music, I'd sometimes get like 3 or 4 classes in a row that were the exact same lesson. And so I'd like every single time I'd do it differently. Be like, okay, how can I do the exact same lesson, make it a little bit more interesting than it was last time? How can I get more kids engaged with it? It was fun. I like that challenge. It's so much better than like an office job. Having been there, done that. Whew, that's boring. Teaching, that's interesting. It just, doesn't pay good. So I gotta remember at the end of this to go up by 3. It's a cool one. I like it. All right, so I'm going to start going up by like a couple, a triple, every couple of clicks. We'll just slowly get faster. Don't know how fast I'll get. Probably 60. It'd be faster than they played it. If you don't believe me, any of the lot clips that are faster than 60 are sped up. Fake news. This is the thing you wanted to make a play along for a break, but an actual breakdown sequence. Yeah. That would be interesting. You could create like supplemental resources for it and whatnot. That'd be cool. Like when I reached out to Murray Gussick to do the Cheesy Poofs variations and then Flamus play-alongs, like in a way that respected his copyright on it, because he still sells those. Like those, you could potentially create some like exercises that could help with that, like as supplemental. Like here's how you can work on like the Cheesy Poof, which is the 3/2. So like creating some exercises for that would be interesting to like help teach the fundamentals. You could also do like breakdown videos where you actually like show here's an exercise to like work on that, where you could like teach it rather than create a play along for it. But yeah, again, I'm resistant sometimes to some stuff like that, just because again, I'd rather people focus on the basics, even though that's not what they always want. So like these sprees are kind of a compromise. Oops. Cool. Little plosive there. 64. Plosives are like the sound when you do like a P, it makes that popping sound on like a speaker or a mic. No! Yeah, so the thing I've messed up on, it's like weird having the, like I expect this to be an invert here, but you know, it's not. Now you really got to make sure that the grace note is not impacted by the ghost note when playing that particular phrase. But that was 64. Okay, so let's go by threes. So we're gonna go to 158. Nope, that's not how you math. Do. Imagine. So the thing about this is like I actually expect it to be like cha-cha grace note. So right into a ghost, kind of like this phrase right here. So it either is supposed to be an invert or cha-cha-cha. So just eliminate this note altogether. But it's not. Also, I think this should have been a left-hand accent. Like if I were on the drum line, I would have argued for it because the phrase is just the exact same thing without the diddles here. So like I feel like that should be an accent like this as opposed to low. But, you know, I wasn't on the drum line, so I have no say in things. 70. You got something on your leg. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Brain. Wakey, wakey. I think I like this one better than the 2003 Spree. It's also got some like wackiness in there, but it's not as weird as like the last line of the 03 Spree. That one was woo, funky. Taps are a little inconsistent. I'm so sorry. It's okay. You can unsubscribe now. That ending is interesting. Like the little flam going into the release, it's like it's extending it. So it's like on the beat, extends it by a beat, extends it by another beat with the paradiddle. It's like an interesting little phrase there. That was what, 76, I think? Something like that. I don't know. If I skipped the wrong number, sorry. Haven't mathed in a long time. This feels so out of place. No! Forgot the paradiddle diddle. Yeah, that first measure of that last line just feels so weird. It's like it doesn't belong. It's like a pattern where it's just like kind of like trading the accents, kind of bouncing them back and forth across the different sections. But it's weird without flams. Sorry. My mouse keeps moving and sometimes it'll click on stuff, and it was like hovering over the close button for one of the chats, and I was like, no, and it was distracting me, and then I just totally messed up. Let me just redo this one. That was I'm blaming the mouse on that. I'm gonna actually set it over here. Sometimes randomly right and left clicks on stuff. Cool. So that was 82. Let's go to 85. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Water. You should drink it. Use code Jared O'Leary when you buy your water, and I'll get $1 million. Thank you for water for sponsoring this stream. Whoa. Hey, stop it. Get some help. Cool. 88. If I get it like over 100, I'll be happy with how my brain is today. A little slow on the uptake. It's like I got too much sleep. Good problem to have. Anyone else get that? Where you like sleep in and you feel more tired? Why? Whoops. It's weird. Like, brain, shouldn't you be like super ready to go because you got a lot of sleep? It's like my brain's like, wait, you can do that? You can sleep in? Do it again. No. I want a drum. Yeah, okay, so this rudiment right here, when I learned it, this one, ta-cha-da-da-da-da, so the paradiddle with the cheese on 2 and the diddle on 4. So I learned it in an exercise, more like a ram, from Rich Henshaw, that's called More and More Beef. And in it, you play like 2 book reports into 2 of those. And so we called them Book Report's Little Brother. I don't know what the technical name for him is, but like for the people who like studied with Rich and like knew him and whatnot, that's what we refer to it as. But that's funny. It's like bringing flashbacks of that one. I should reach out to Rich to see if I could like turn that into a RAM as a play along, because it's super cool. It's got some notes. That dude could like fly on the drums. LOL, you're always practicing when you're home for lunch? Well, I'm glad I can be your lunch entertainment. Yeah, you're a front ensemble guy? Hey, nice. Yeah, honestly, like, so even though I march snare, like, I also did 2 years of front ensemble in high school, and then a year of front ensemble with the academy, my first year when I was in there. And then, obviously, all the concert percussion stuff. That's what paid the bills, to be honest with you. Like, the full ride in percussion performance had nothing to do with hitting a snare drum. So, a lot of the students that I've spoken with, about like doing percussion for a living, it's like, well, snare drum's great, but you might want to learn the other instruments too. All right, let's go to 98. We're almost in the triple digits. Wow. Yeah, I really got to watch these grace notes in here on those ghosts. They're a little inconsistent. 1 out of 5 stars. Okay. It's okay. You all can read a aggressively worded Yelp review on my Yelp channel. What are they called? Profiles? I don't know. I don't Yelp. There's something like very aggressive about that last line. I kind of like it. It's fun. But then also this one is like super cool with the upbeat cheese into the paradiddle stops with all accents on the left. It's fun. GG's, whoever wrote this. Do we know? No. Whoa, starting strong. For some reason, after the last bar on the third line, you forget to accent the left every time. Well, Tyler, you should just stop drumming, I guess. It's the sign, right? That's what that means. You know, since you're on the drumline subreddit, where every, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, like, somebody will post, like, I made a mistake. I think I should stop drumming. What should I do? Oh my gosh, everybody saw it. It's like, don't worry about it. Everyone on here can tell you a bajillion times they've done the same thing. Yeah, it's weird how, like, my brain will, like, sometimes, like, not process something. The real question is, what is similar that you played that's making you do that? No! I'm just gonna dance. I have a friend who this is his dance move for every song. It works. Let's try it again. Ugh, what happened? The ending there. Yeah, the fun thing is, like, to figure out, Tyler, like, what have you played that's similar to this that's making you not want to accent this left hand? Because, like, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, there's that one exercise that I did that's, like, kind of like that. I like to think about those, like, associations in my schema. So what happened there, when I played the ghost notes, I was like, oh, I'm raising my accents too high because I, like, hit the mics and it messed me up. And then for, like, some reason, while I was, like, thinking about that, I, like, wanted to put more ghost notes inside of that. Don't do that. Okay. That's not how it's written. Just play every accent as a ghost. Every flam accent as a ghost. Okay, I can't do that. Like, if it didn't have, like, normal accents, just without a flam, like, that could totally be a thing that you could do. Is like, all right, I'm just gonna ghost everything. But yeah, it messed me up. Like, okay, when do I play an accent? When do I not? Like, this one, I should play it because there's no grace note there. It's a fun challenge, though. Completely useless, but, you know, you can show it to your friends, and they'll be like, cool, go play 8 on a hand for me. What is that, 119? Show me what you got. Yeah, okay. If this is too fast for you, you can slow it down. You can either rewind this stream or, you know, just use the play along. I'm having to go into like super focus mode because I'm especially at a speed where if I miss a single thing, because I'm reading through this, I don't have this memorized, not even close. It just like completely messes me up if I think about too many other things outside of this. The joys of trying to practice while like basically doing live office hours, it's just like, I feel like it's like training me to have ADHD because I'm having to focus on like 4 different chats, making sure that the gain is not stopping because sometimes Streamlabs is just like, nah, we're not going to work right now, etc. Maintaining all of that while thinking about what should I talk about, what should I say, what should I play. It's a lot. Gets in the way of practice. Like more than you'd think, to be honest with you. Like the amount of stuff that like going on in through my brain, especially like, oh, should I narrate out like the mistake I'm making? Should I talk about like different ways that you could like, there's like so much background processes going on that like I'm rarely focusing on what I'm playing as much as I should be if I was like just practicing, you know, by myself, not live. You're finally getting it right. High five. Whoop. GG's. Are you just over focusing on it? Remember, did you like scribble on your monitor with a little Sharpie? Don't forget the left. Oops. You just had to hit it a few times. We don't hit, we pet. Sorry, there's a meme that went around. It's just like a photo of like a kid responding to like a, you know, where they like fill in like the verb or the noun or whatever for like their homework. We're talking like early elementary school. And it was like the boy blank the dog, and it was like hit was what they were having you write in. So like the kid like crossed it out. We don't hit, we pet. Agreed, kid. I agree. Why, hello. What does that say? Milk tea goat? I don't think I put milk in tea, other than like a boba, I guess. But again, boba is kind of like a weird, like a soggy marble. There's something weird about boba. And then when they get stuck in and it like fires like a cannon in your mouth, like, wait. I just slowed it down. 135. Whoops. Okay, focus. Do it. Whoops. Oh my. Okay, let's try it at 140. This will probably be my breaking point for the day. Like, if I knew the spree, we could go faster, hand-wise, but, like, it feels like I'm having to be, like, an eighth note ahead to figure out what's going on. And my brain's not computing that. the... I know how to play that rudiment, the book report's little brother thing, but my brain is like not computing on it. Okay, well I didn't completely crash and burn, so let's try it again. Go up in by fives until my brain just melts. Don't worry, we have medical staff on standby. Same thing's happening to you? Yeah. This is hard. It's hard to play fast. When you don't know it, that is. Like, there's nothing about this that's, like, inherently like, oh, that's a really tricky thing to play. It's just like when you don't have it ingrained in your muscle memory, essentially, in your brain. It's difficult to read at this speed. Okay, we can do it. Do it. Sort of, kind of. It's slowly falling apart. Okay, let's try it. 155. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. No! You think you need to start back at 40 and go up 1 BPM all the way? Me too. But we're not going to do that. Not today, at least. Another day. Okay, so my brain is mush right now on this one. So I'm going to say it was a good, valiant effort. And that's as fast as I can get from my first time playing through it. Which is, not bad. Like, it's brisk. It's at or close to performance tempo when they played it. But if you want to find this particular play along, it's under the chop section. There's 80 chop exercises on here on my home tab of YouTube. Under the Shopping Sprees playlist, or this one that just has all of the chop exercises in one. You're going to play some 8/8/16. Classic. Are you going to do it with dynamics? Ooh. Now, there's a bunch more sprees that are coming out over the next couple of weeks. So 2 days from now, the Blue Knights 2011 shopping spree is coming out, so stay tuned for that. And then I think the one after that is the FSU 99 spree, which has a really cool ending with like the sustain off the left. You'll see. It's on the thumbnail. But yeah, there's like a few more sprees that are also coming out over the next couple of weeks, like RCC 2011, which starts off the left, Sacramento Freelances 2000, and then 3 SCV shopping sprees. And then some of these other ones are coming out like down the road. But if you see any of those members' first ones, there's over 400 of them. They're all scheduled to release for free. I do appreciate the people who have signed up for the early access to it. It's 99 cents. You just go to the join button underneath the video, and that's how you can get it. But again, I promise all this is coming out for free. It just might be over 400 days from now because, there's a lot. Chop stuff is fun. I enjoy playing through this, but the majority of my time is spent working on grid variations. There's over 1,000 of those. Or scroll past that stuff and focus on the technique stuff. There's so many you have to click on the header for the grid variations and the technique section to be able to get all the playlists to show up. But if you want tips on how to practice, how to drum, etc., or even how to teach, because I'm a teacher educator. That's what my doctorate was in. The drumming tips playlist has over 15 hours of tips in there when people have asked questions. So if you got a question, you can stop by in future streams or just leave it in the comments on any of the videos. I do reply to all of them. Unless you're a troll, I banish you to the nether realm. But yeah, I will answer them at some point, or point you to a resource. Be like, hey, if you want to figure that out, check out Drumming Tips number 76. That talks about how to play roughs or whatever it is your question's on. I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to beat Dishonored 2 today. We've got one more mission, and then we will start the... It's technically a standalone DLC, Dishonored 3, basically, without it technically being Dishonored 3, so we'll do that maybe tomorrow. We got family in town, so I don't know what the schedule's like, but I'm going to tear this thing down in probably about 15 or so minutes. I'll be doing Dishonored, and then hopefully I should be back tomorrow working on Limb Independence, working on the wacky 3/4 Soka and a 16th note pattern, so stay tuned for that. My brain will melt even more than it did today with the Sprizzle. But anyways, I'm rambling. If you enjoy these resources, either share the link that's at the top of each one of the play-alongs or the home tab, just so people can easily like sort through and find all the content, because there's literally thousands of videos. Don't go to the video feed because you'll never find anything. Actually, if you're on desktop, you can actually search using the little magnifying glass here, and you can technically find some stuff, but the best place is the home tab or the first link right here, which takes you to my website. But anyways, I'm rambling. If you enjoy the resources, share it with somebody else. If you don't enjoy these resources, I'm sorry. I failed you. I'm going to quit YouTube. So, all right, this is my last stream. Goodbye.